choose. It's me or that annoying brat. My name is Brian. I'm 37 years old. I work as a structural engineer for Halberd Design in Albuquerque, New Mexico. The woman who just screamed that at me was supposed to be the love of my life. Her name was Vanessa. We had been together for 3 years. I thought I knew her. Turned out I didn't know her at all. My younger brother Ethan died in a car accident 2 weeks before that moment. He was 32, left behind a 5-year-old daughter named Sophia, no mother in the picture. She had walked out when Sophia was 6 months old, never looked back. Ethan raised that little girl on his own. Did a damn good job of it too. She was smart, kind, had his smile. The funeral was small. Just family and a few of Ethan's friends from the construction crew he worked with. Vanessa stood next to me the whole time, held my hand, said all the right things. I thought she understood what I was going through, thought she cared. 3 days after we buried him, I sat Vanessa down in our living room, told her I was going to adopt Sophia. It wasn't even a question in my mind. She was family. She needed someone. I was her only living relative who could take her in. My parents had passed years ago. Ethan's ex-wife was long gone. There was no one else. Vanessa's face changed the second I said it. Her mouth tightened. Her eyes went cold. She set down the coffee mug she had been holding and stared at me like I had just told her I was moving to another country. "You're serious?" she asked. "Of course I'm serious," I said. "She's 5 years old. She just lost her dad. What am I supposed to do? Let her go into the system?" Vanessa stood up, crossed her arms, started pacing. "Brian, we have a life. We have plans. We talked about getting married, having our own kids. This changes everything." "She's my brother's daughter," I said. "She's not going anywhere." That was when she said it. That line. The one that made everything clear. I sat there for a long time after she stormed out of the room. Didn't say anything. Didn't chase her. Just sat there thinking about what kind of person could call a grieving 5-year-old an annoying brat. Sophia was staying with Ethan's best friend, a guy named Greg, until I could get things sorted out. Greg had a wife and 2 kids of his own. They were good people, but it was temporary. Sophia needed a real home. She needed me. Vanessa came back into the room an hour later. Her tone had changed. She wasn't yelling anymore. She sat down next to me and put her hand on my knee, looked at me with those big brown eyes that used to make me feel like everything would be okay. "I'm sorry," she said. "I shouldn't have said that. I was just shocked. I didn't expect this." I nodded, didn't say anything. "But Brian," she continued, "you have to understand where I'm coming from. This is a huge decision. It affects both of us. I'm not ready to be a mom, not like this. Not to someone else's kid." "She's not someone else's kid," I said quietly. "She's my niece." Vanessa pulled her hand back. "You know what I mean." I did know what she meant. That was the problem. Over the next few days, Vanessa tried a different approach. She stopped yelling, started being reasonable, at least on the surface. She brought up logistics, money, space, how much it would cost to raise a child, how it would impact our relationship, how we wouldn't have time for each other anymore. She made it sound like she was just being practical, like she was thinking about what was best for everyone. But I could hear it underneath. The resentment, the annoyance, the fact that she saw Sophia as an inconvenience. I went to visit Sophia at Greg's house one afternoon. She was sitting on the floor in the living room, coloring a picture of a butterfly. When she saw me, she looked up and smiled. It was small, hesitant, like she wasn't sure if it was okay to be happy. "Hi, Uncle Brian," she said. I sat down next to her. "Hey, kiddo, what are you drawing?" "A butterfly," she said. She held it up for me to see. "Daddy liked butterflies." My chest tightened. "Yeah, he did." She went back to coloring. Didn't say anything for a while. Then, in a quiet voice, she asked, "Are you going to take me home with you?" I put my hand on her shoulder. "Yes, I am." Soon. She nodded, kept coloring, but I saw the way her shoulders relaxed, the way she leaned just a little bit closer to me. When I got back to the apartment, Vanessa was waiting. She had made dinner, set the table, poured wine. It felt like a performance, like she was trying to remind me of what I would be giving up if I went through with this. "How's Sophia?" she asked as we sat down. "She's okay," I said. "Misses her dad." Vanessa nodded, cut into her chicken. "I've been thinking," she said, "maybe we could help her in other ways, financially. We could set up a fund for her, make sure she's taken care of. But adoption, Brian, that's permanent. That's forever." I set down my fork, looked at her. She's 5 years old. She needs a home, not a check. Vanessa sighed. "I'm just trying to find a compromise here." "There's no compromise," I said. "She's family. I'm not abandoning her." Vanessa didn't respond, just kept eating. But I saw the look in her eyes. She wasn't trying to find a compromise. She was trying to find a way out. That night I lay in bed staring at the ceiling. Vanessa was asleep next to me, or pretending to be. I thought about Ethan, about how hard he had worked to give Sophia a good life, about how much he loved her, about how he would have done anything for her. I thought about what he would want me to do, and I realized I had already made my decision. The day I found out he was gone, Ethan and I grew up in a small house on the east side of Albuquerque. Our dad worked in construction. Our mom was a nurse. They didn't have much, but they made sure we had what we needed. Ethan was always the fun one, the one who made people laugh, the one who could fix anything with his hands. I was the serious one, the one who went to college, the one who got the degree. When our parents died in a house fire 7 years ago, it hit us both hard. But it hit Ethan harder. He was only 25, still figuring out his life. He had just found out his girlfriend was pregnant. They weren't married, weren't even living together. But he stepped up, said he would do right by her. She left 6 months after Sophia was born, just packed her bags one night and walked out. Didn't leave a note, didn't call, just gone. Ethan tried to find her, tried to make her see reason, but she never came back. Eventually, he stopped looking, focused on raising Sophia on his own. I helped when I could, babysat, gave him money when he needed it, showed up for birthdays and holidays. But Ethan never asked for much. He was proud, stubborn, wanted to prove he could do it on his own. When I met Vanessa 3 years ago, I thought she was perfect. She was smart, ambitious, worked as a marketing director for Larkrise Textiles. She had her life together, knew what she wanted. I thought that was a good thing, thought it meant she was stable, grounded. She got along with Ethan at first, would ask about him when we talked, smile when I mentioned something funny he said. But over time, I noticed small things. The way she would check her phone when he was talking. The way she would make excuses not to come to family dinners. The way she would sigh when I said I needed to help him with something. I ignored it. Told myself she was just busy. Told myself it wasn't a big deal. The truth was, Vanessa didn't like the idea of family. Not the messy kind. Not the kind that showed up unannounced or needed help or took up space in your life. She liked the idea of family. The picture-perfect version. The one you saw in magazines. But the real thing? The hard thing? That made her uncomfortable. When Ethan died, I thought it would bring us closer. Thought she would see how much I needed her, how much Sophia needed stability. But instead, it showed me who she really was. The week after the funeral, I started the paperwork for the adoption. I didn't tell Vanessa at first. Figured I would bring it up when the time was right. But she found the papers on my desk one night while I was in the shower. When I came out, she was standing in the bedroom holding them. Her face was red. Her hands were shaking. "What is this?" she asked. "Adoption papers," I said. "For Sophia." "You already started?" she said. "Without talking to me?" "I told you I was doing this," I said. You told me you were thinking about it, she said. There's a difference. I grabbed a shirt from the closet, pulled it on. I wasn't thinking about it, I was doing it. Vanessa threw the papers on the bed. This is unbelievable. You're making a decision that affects both of us without even asking how I feel. I know how you feel, I said. You made that pretty clear. She glared at me. Don't act like I'm the bad guy here. I have a right to have a say in this. We live together. We're building a life together. This affects me too. She's 5 years old, I said. What do you want me to do? Leave her with strangers? I want you to think about us, Vanessa said. About what we want. About our future. I looked at her for a long time. Didn't say anything. Just looked. Finally, I said, Sophia is my future. Vanessa's jaw tightened. She turned and walked out of the room. Slammed the door behind her. The next morning, she was gone. Left a note on the kitchen counter saying she needed space, that she would be staying with her sister for a few days, that we needed to figure things out. I called Greg. Told him I was ready to bring Sophia home. He said he would have her packed and ready by the end of the week. During those few days, I set up a bedroom for Sophia, painted the walls, bought a bed and a dresser, hung up pictures of her and Ethan, put her stuffed animals on the shelf, made it feel like home. Vanessa came back on the 4th day, walked into the apartment and saw what I had done, saw the bedroom, saw the toys, saw the space I had made for Sophia. She stood in the doorway of the room for a long time, didn't say anything, just stared. Finally, she turned to me. So this is really happening? Yes, I said. This is really happening. She nodded slowly. Okay. I didn't know what that meant. Didn't know if she was accepting it or just giving up. But I didn't push it. I was too tired to fight. Sophia moved in the following weekend. Greg helped me carry her things upstairs. She walked into the apartment holding a stuffed rabbit that Ethan had given her when she was 3, looked around with wide eyes. Is this my room? She asked when I showed her the bedroom. Yes, I said. It's all yours. She walked in slowly, touched the bed, looked at the pictures on the wall. Then she turned to me and hugged my leg. Thank you, Uncle Brian, she said. Vanessa watched from the hallway, didn't say anything, didn't smile, just watched. That night, after Sophia went to bed, Vanessa sat me down in the living room. She had that look again, the one that said she had been thinking, planning. We need to talk, she said. I knew what was coming. I had seen it building for days. Vanessa sat across from me with her hands folded in her lap. She had that calm, measured tone she used when she wanted to sound reasonable, like she had thought everything through, like she was the only one being rational. I can't do this, she said. I didn't respond, just waited. I love you, she continued. I really do. But this isn't what I signed up for. I didn't agree to raise someone else's kid. I didn't agree to put my life on hold. She's not someone else's kid, I said again. She's my niece. Vanessa shook her head. You know what I mean, Brian. This changes everything. Our plans, our future, everything we talked about. Plans change, I said. Not like this, she said. Not this fast. Not without me having a say in it. I leaned forward. You had a say. You made your position clear. You don't want her here. Vanessa flinched. That's not fair. It's true, I said. She looked away, stared at the wall. I tried, she said quietly. I really tried to see it your way. But I can't. I can't pretend I'm okay with this. I can't pretend I want to be a mom to a kid I barely know. Then don't, I said. She looked back at me, surprised. I'm not asking you to be her mom, I said. I'm asking you to be decent, to not make her feel like she's a burden. Vanessa stood up. That's not fair. I've been nothing but supportive. You called her an annoying brat, I said. Her face went red. I was upset. I didn't mean it. Yes, you did, I said. And that's the problem. She stared at me for a long time. Then she grabbed her purse from the couch. I can't do this. I need to go. Go where? I asked. I don't know, she said. Anywhere but here. She walked to the door, stopped, turned back. If you do this, she said, if you really go through with this, we're done. You understand that, right? This is it. I looked at her, at the woman I thought I loved, at the woman who was asking me to choose between her and a 5-year-old girl who had just lost her father. I understand, I said. She waited, like she expected me to change my mind, to beg her to stay, to tell her I would figure something else out. I didn't. She left, slammed the door behind her. I sat there for a long time, didn't move, didn't cry, just sat there thinking about what had just happened, about how quickly things had fallen apart, about how I had been so wrong about someone I thought I knew. The next morning, Sophia came out of her bedroom holding her stuffed rabbit. Her hair was messy, her eyes were still sleepy. She climbed onto the couch next to me and leaned against my side. Where's Vanessa? She asked. She's not here anymore, I said. Sophia nodded, didn't ask why, didn't push, just nodded. Are you sad? She asked after a while. A little, I said. She looked up at me. Me too, I miss Daddy. I put my arm around her. I know, kiddo, I miss him too. We sat there for a while, didn't say anything, just sat there. Later that day I called my lawyer, a guy named Garrett I had worked with on some zoning issues for a project a few years back. Told him what was going on. Told him I needed to finalize the adoption as quickly as possible. How fast can we do this? I asked. Depends, Garrett said. You're her only living relative, so that helps. But there's still paperwork, background checks, home visits. Could take a few months. Months? I said. Could be faster, he said. Could be slower. Depends on the system. I rubbed my face. Okay, let's get started. Garrett paused. Brian, are you sure about this? I'm not trying to talk you out of it. I'm just asking. This is a big commitment. I'm sure, I said. All right, he said. I'll file the paperwork today. Vanessa didn't contact me for a week. Didn't call, didn't text, didn't show up. I figured she was done. Figured she had moved on. Then, one night, she showed up at the apartment. It was late. Sophia was already asleep. I opened the door and saw her standing there with her arms crossed. She looked tired, angry. We need to talk, she said. I stepped aside, let her in. She walked into the living room and sat down on the couch, didn't take off her coat. I've been thinking, she said, about us, about everything. I sat down across from her, waited. I think we can make this work, she said. But we need to set some boundaries. I need to know that I'm still a priority, that you're not just going to forget about me, because you have Sophia now. I stared at her. Boundaries? Yes, she said. Like we need time for just us. Date nights, weekends away. I need to know that our relationship still matters. I didn't say anything, just stared. And I think it's important that Sophia understands that I'm not her mom, Vanessa continued. I don't want her getting confused. I don't want her expecting things from me that I can't give. I leaned back, crossed my arms. You want boundaries with a 5-year-old? I'm just being realistic, Vanessa said. I'm trying to make this work. I shook my head. No. You're trying to control the situation. You're trying to make sure you don't have to deal with anything you don't want to deal with. Vanessa's face hardened. That's not fair. It's true, I said. You don't want to be here. You don't want to be part of this. You want me to keep pretending everything is fine so you don't have to feel bad about walking away. She stood up. I came here to try to fix things. There's nothing to fix, I said. We're done. Her mouth opened, closed, opened again. You're serious? Yes, I said, I'm serious. She grabbed her purse. Fine. You want to throw away 3 years? Go ahead. But don't come crying to me when you realize what a mistake you made. She walked to the door, stopped, turned back one more time. You're going to regret this, she said. I didn't respond. Just watched her leave. The door closed. I sat there in the quiet, felt lighter, freer, like something heavy had been lifted off my chest. I thought about Sophia, about Ethan, about the choice I had made, and I realized I didn't regret a damn thing. 2 weeks after Vanessa left, I got a call from my lawyer. Garrett sounded confused, said there was an issue with the adoption paperwork, said Vanessa had contacted the court, filed some kind of objection. What kind of objection? I asked. She's claiming she has a legal interest in the outcome, Garrett said. She's saying you two were engaged, that she has a right to be consulted. I sat down, felt my chest tighten. We were never engaged. She's claiming you were, Garrett said. Says you discussed marriage, made plans together. She's arguing that adopting Sophia affects her future too. I closed my eyes. Can she do that? She can try, Garrett said. It's not going to hold up. She has no legal standing, but it slows things down. The court has to review it. It's a process. How long? I asked. Could be a month, Garrett said. Maybe longer. I hung up, sat there staring at the wall, felt the anger building, the frustration, the sense that Vanessa was trying to punish me for not choosing her. Later that day, I got a text from her. We need to talk. It's important. I didn't respond. She called an hour later. I didn't answer. She showed up at my door that evening. I opened it. Saw her standing there with her arms crossed. She looked determined, angry. You need to stop this, she said. Stop what? I asked. The adoption, she said. You're making a mistake. You're throwing your life away for a kid who isn't even yours. She's my niece, I said. How many times do I have to say that? She's a burden, Vanessa said, and you're too stubborn to see it. I stepped back, started to close the door. She put her hand on it, stopped me. Brian, listen to me, she said. I filed that objection because I care about you, because I don't want you to ruin your life. If you go through with this, you're going to regret it. You're going to wake up one day and realize you gave up everything for someone else's kid. Get your hand off my door, I said. She didn't move. I'm trying to help you. No, I said. You're trying to control me. Now get your hand off my door before I call the police. She pulled her hand back, stared at me with wide eyes. You would really do that? Yes, I said. I would. She shook her head. You've changed. You're not the man I fell in love with. Good, I said. That guy was an idiot. I closed the door, locked it, stood there listening to her footsteps fade down the hallway. Sophia came out of her bedroom a few minutes later. She was holding her stuffed rabbit, looked at me with big eyes. Was that Vanessa? She asked. Yes, I said. Is she mad at me? Sophia asked. I knelt down, looked her in the eyes. No, kiddo. She's not mad at you. She's just confused. Sophia nodded. I don't like her. I smiled a little. That's okay. You don't have to. Over the next few weeks, Vanessa tried everything. She called, texted, sent emails, showed up at my work, at my apartment, at the grocery store. Every time she had the same message. I was making a mistake. I was ruining my life. I needed to stop. I ignored her. Focused on Sophia. Focused on making sure she felt safe, loved, wanted. But then Garrett called again. We have a problem, he said. What now? I asked. Vanessa filed a second motion, he said. This time she's claiming you're not financially stable enough to adopt. She's saying you don't have the resources to care for a child. I felt my jaw tighten. That's bullshit. I know, Garrett said. But she submitted evidence, bank statements, Credit reports. She's trying to paint a picture that you're struggling. Where did she get that? I asked. Good question, Garrett said. My guess? She had access to your accounts at some point. Maybe you shared passwords. Maybe she took pictures of documents. Either way, she has them now. I sat down, felt the anger boiling over. Can she do this? She's doing it, Garrett said. But it's not going to work. You have a stable job, a good income. You're more than capable of providing for Sophia. The court will see that. But again, it slows things down. It's another delay. I rubbed my face. How long this time? Another few weeks, Garrett said. Maybe a month. I hung up. Sat there thinking, trying to figure out what Vanessa was really after, why she was doing this, what she thought she would gain. Then it hit me. She didn't want me to adopt Sophia because she thought it would hurt me. She wanted me to fail. She wanted me to give up, to come crawling back to her, to admit I had made a mistake. This wasn't about Sophia. It wasn't even about me. It was about her ego. That night I called Garrett back. I need you to look into something, I said. What? He asked. Vanessa's finances, I said. Her employment, anything you can find. Garrett paused. Why? Because she's playing games, I said. And I want to know what she's hiding. All right, Garrett said. I'll see what I can dig up. 2 days later, he called me back. You're not going to believe this, he said. Try me, I said. Vanessa was fired from Larkrise Textiles 6 months ago, Garrett said. She's been unemployed ever since. I sat up. What? Fired, Garrett said. For embezzling funds. She was caught skimming money from client accounts. The company didn't press charges, they just let her go. But she's been blacklisted in the industry. No one will hire her. I felt my pulse quicken. She never told me. She lied, Garrett said. She's been living off savings, credit cards, but the well is running dry. She's drowning in debt. I sat back, felt the pieces falling into place. That's why she's doing this. She needs me. She needs my income, my stability. Looks like it, Garrett said. I shook my head. She's been pretending this whole time. Pretending she had it together. Pretending she was the one who didn't need me. Seems that way, Garrett said. I thought about it. Thought about what it meant. Thought about how to use it. Can we use this in court? I asked. Depends, Garrett said. If she keeps pushing these motions, we can argue she has no standing. That she's harassing you. That she's financially unstable and trying to manipulate the situation. But we need to be careful. We don't want to look vindictive. I don't care how it looks, I said. I want her to stop. All right, Garrett said. I'll file a response. We'll see what happens. The court hearing was set for 3 weeks later. Garrett told me to bring documentation, proof of income, proof of stability, proof that I was capable of caring for Sophia. I brought everything, pay stubs, tax returns, bank statements, letters from my employer, letters from Greg, letters from Sophia's teacher at the school I had enrolled her in. Vanessa showed up late, walked into the courtroom with her lawyer, a slick-looking guy in a cheap suit. She didn't look at me, didn't acknowledge me, just sat down and stared straight ahead. The judge reviewed the case, asked questions, listened to both sides. Vanessa's lawyer argued that I was rushing into something I wasn't prepared for, that I didn't have the emotional or financial capacity to raise a child, that Vanessa, as my former partner, had a vested interest in ensuring I didn't make a mistake. Garrett argued the opposite, that I was more than capable, that Vanessa had no legal standing, that she was harassing me, that her motions were frivolous and malicious. The judge asked Vanessa directly, "Why are you filing these motions?" the judge asked. Vanessa hesitated. "I care about Brian. I don't want him to make a mistake." "Do you have any legal relationship to the child in question?" the judge asked. "No," Vanessa said. "Do you have any legal relationship to Mr. Brian?" the judge asked. We lived together, Vanessa said. We were planning to get married. Were you engaged? The judge asked. Not officially, Vanessa said. The judge looked at her for a long time, then looked at Garrett, then at me. I'm dismissing these motions, the judge said. They have no merit. Mr. Bryan, you're free to proceed with the adoption. Miss Vanessa, if you file any further objections without legal standing, I will hold you in contempt. Do you understand? Vanessa's face went red. Yes. The judge nodded. Good. We're done here. I walked out of the courtroom feeling lighter, freer, like a weight had been lifted off my shoulders. Vanessa followed me out, grabbed my arm. Bryan, wait, she said. I pulled my arm away. Don't touch me. Please, she said. Just listen. I'm sorry, I was wrong. I shouldn't have done this. I panicked. I didn't know what else to do. You did this to yourself, I said. Stay away from me. Stay away from Sophia. I walked away. Didn't look back. A week after the hearing, something strange happened. I got a call from a woman named Claire. She said she was Ethan's ex-girlfriend, Sophia's biological mother. I almost hung up, almost told her to go to hell. But something in her voice made me pause. I know I don't have the right to call, Claire said. I know I gave up that right when I left. But I need to tell you something. About Ethan. About why I left. I don't want to hear it, I said. Please, she said. It's important. It's about Sophia. I sat down. What about her? Claire hesitated. When I left, it wasn't because I didn't love her. It was because I couldn't stay. There were things happening. Things Ethan didn't tell you. What things? I asked. Ethan had a trust, Claire said. Set up by your parents before they died. It was supposed to go to both of you, but there were conditions. Conditions about family, about having children, about keeping the family name going. I frowned. I don't know what you're talking about. Your dad set it up, Claire said. It was part of his estate. He put money aside for both of you, but only if you had kids, only if you carried on the family. I felt my chest tighten. How much money? A lot, Claire said. Enough to change your life. Enough to change Sophia's life. I stood up, started pacing. Why didn't Ethan tell me? Because he didn't want you to feel obligated, Claire said. He didn't want you to have kids just for the money. He wanted you to do it because you wanted to. I rubbed my face. So, what does this have to do with you leaving? Claire sighed. I left because I was scared. Ethan told me about the trust after Sophia was born. He said it meant we would be okay, that we would have enough money to give her a good life. But I didn't want that pressure. I didn't want to be part of some family legacy. So I left. I sat back down. You left because of money? I left because I was young and stupid and scared, Claire said. And I've regretted it every day since. I didn't know what to say. Didn't know how to process what I was hearing. Why are you telling me this now? I asked. Because I heard about the adoption, Claire said. And I wanted you to know. Ethan's portion of the trust goes to Sophia now, but only if she's raised by family. If she goes into foster care, the money goes to charity. I felt my pulse quicken. How much money are we talking about? $2 million, Claire said. I sat there in silence, felt the weight of those words settle over me. Does anyone else know about this? I asked. Just the lawyer who manages the trust, Claire said. A guy named Harold. He's been trying to reach you. I thought about it, thought about Vanessa, about how she had been acting, about how desperate she had been to stop the adoption. Did Vanessa know? I asked. I don't know, Claire said. But if she did, that would explain a lot. I hung up, sat there thinking, trying to piece it all together. Then I called Garrett. I need you to look into something else, I said. What now? He asked. A trust, I said. Set up by my parents, managed by a lawyer named Harold, I need to know everything about it, and I need to know if Vanessa knew about it. Garrett paused. You think she was after the money? I think it's possible, I said. All right, Garrett said. I'll dig into it. 2 days later, Garrett called me back. You were right, he said. Vanessa knew about the trust. I felt my jaw tighten. How? She found documents in Ethan's things, Garrett said. After he died. She went through his apartment with you. Remember? I did remember. She had offered to help me sort through his belongings. Said she wanted to support me. I had thought she was being kind. Turns out she was being strategic. She found paperwork about the trust, Garrett continued. Details about the conditions, about how much money was involved, and she realized something. If you adopted Sophia, you would get access to that money, and if you two were together, she would benefit. I felt sick. So that's what this was about. She wasn't trying to stop me from adopting Sophia because she cared about me. She was trying to force me to stay with her so she could get a piece of the money. Looks that way, Garrett said. I sat back, felt the anger building, the betrayal, the sense that I had been played. There's more, Garrett said. What? I asked. Vanessa also found out about a clause in the trust, Garrett said. If you got married before finalizing the adoption, your spouse would have a legal claim to a portion of the trust. Not all of it, but a significant amount. I felt my pulse quicken. She was trying to marry me? She was trying to position herself, Garrett said. She figured if she could delay the adoption long enough, she could convince you to marry her. Then, once the trust was released, she would have legal access to part of it. I shook my head. That's why she kept pushing. That's why she kept coming back. She wasn't trying to help me. She was trying to help herself. Exactly, Garrett said. I thought about it. Thought about how close I had come to falling for it. How close I had come to letting her manipulate me. Can we stop her? I asked. We already did, Garrett said. The judge dismissed her motions. She has no legal standing, and now that you know what she was after, you can protect yourself. Just don't marry her. Don't give her any legal claim to anything. Trust me, I said. I won't. That night I sat Sophia down, told her we needed to talk. Am I in trouble? She asked. No, kiddo, I said. You're not in trouble. I just wanted to tell you something. She climbed onto the couch next to me. What? Your dad loved you very much, I said. And he made sure you would be taken care of. He set up something called a trust. It's money. A lot of money. And it's yours. It's going to help us give you a good life. Help you go to college. Help you do whatever you want to do. Sophia looked at me with wide eyes. Really? Really, I said. She smiled. Daddy was smart. I smiled back. Yes, he was. She hugged me. I hugged her back, felt the weight of everything settle over me, the responsibility, the gratitude, the sense that I was exactly where I was supposed to be. The next day I got a call from Harold, the lawyer managing the trust. He confirmed everything Claire had told me, confirmed the amount, confirmed the conditions, confirmed that once the adoption was finalized, the money would be released. Your father wanted to make sure the family stayed together, Harold said. That's why he set it up this way. He wanted to incentivize having children, raising them right, keeping the family name alive. I'm not doing this for the money, I said. I know, Harold said. That's why you're the right person to do it. I hung up, sat there thinking about my dad, about what he would have wanted, about what Ethan would have wanted, and I realized they would have wanted exactly what was happening. They would have wanted Sophia to be safe, to be loved, to be raised by family. The money was just a bonus. I knew Vanessa wasn't done. I knew she would try something else. She was desperate, broke, and desperate people do stupid things. I just didn't expect her to move as fast as she did. A week after my conversation with Harold, I got a knock on my door. It was late. Sophia was asleep. I opened the door and found a process server standing there. Brian? He asked. Yes, I said. He handed me an envelope. You've been served. I took it, closed the door, opened the envelope and read the paperwork inside. Vanessa was suing me, claiming I owed her money, claiming we had a verbal agreement to share expenses while we were together, claiming I had promised to pay her back for rent, utilities, groceries. She was asking for $50,000. I called Garrett. She's suing me, I said. For what? He asked. I read him the paperwork. He listened. Then he laughed. This is ridiculous, he said. She has no case. You don't owe her anything. Can she do this? I asked. She can file the lawsuit, Garrett said. But it's not going anywhere. This is just harassment. She's trying to scare you, trying to drain your resources, make you give up. I'm not giving up, I said. I know, Garrett said, but you need to be smart about this. Don't engage with her. Don't respond to her directly. Let me handle it. Fine, I said. Over the next few weeks, Vanessa escalated. She started showing up at Sophia's school, talking to the teachers, asking questions about me, about my parenting, about whether Sophia seemed happy. The school called me, said they were concerned, said they wanted to make sure everything was okay. I explained the situation, told them Vanessa had no legal relationship to Sophia, told them she was not allowed to pick her up, not allowed to talk to her, not allowed to be anywhere near her. The school put a note in Sophia's file, said they would call the police if Vanessa showed up again. But Vanessa didn't stop. She started calling Child Protective Services, filing complaints, claiming I was neglecting Sophia, claiming the apartment was unsafe, claiming I was unfit. A caseworker showed up at my door one afternoon, a woman named Patricia. She was polite, professional, apologetic. I'm sorry to bother you, she said, but we received a complaint. We're required to follow up. I understand, I said. Come in. Patricia walked through the apartment, looked at Sophia's room, talked to Sophia, asked her questions, asked me questions. After an hour, she sat down at the kitchen table and wrote notes in a file. Everything looks fine, she said. Sophia seems happy, healthy, well cared for. I don't see any cause for concern. Good, I said. Patricia looked at me. But I have to tell you, this isn't the first complaint we've received. Someone has been calling repeatedly, making accusations. It's my ex-girlfriend, I said. She's been harassing me. Patricia nodded. I figured as much. If it continues, you should file a restraining order. I will, I said. Patricia left. I sat there feeling the weight of it all, the constant attacks, the constant pressure, the sense that Vanessa would never stop. I called Garrett. I need to file a restraining order, I said. Finally, he said. I've been telling you to do that for weeks. I didn't want to escalate things, I said. But she's not leaving me alone. She's not leaving Sophia alone. I'll draft the paperwork, Garrett said. We'll file it tomorrow. The restraining order was granted a week later. The judge reviewed the evidence, the harassment, the false complaints, the constant presence at Sophia's school, and issued a temporary order. Vanessa was not allowed to contact me, not allowed to come within 500 feet of me or Sophia, not allowed to file any more complaints or lawsuits without legal standing. I thought that would be the end of it. Thought she would finally give up. But I was wrong. 2 days after the restraining order was issued, I got a call from Harold. We have a problem, he said. What now? I asked. Someone contacted me claiming to be your fiancé, Harold said. She said you two were getting married. She wanted information about the trust. I felt my chest tighten. What did you tell her? Nothing, Harold said. I told her I couldn't discuss the trust with anyone except you, but she was persistent. She claimed she had a legal right to know. She doesn't, I said. I know, Harold said, but she's trying, and that concerns me. I hung up, sat there thinking, trying to figure out what Vanessa's next move would be. Then it hit me. She was trying to prove we were engaged, trying to establish some kind of legal claim to the trust. She was going to forge documents, fake evidence, do whatever it took to get her hands on that money. I called Garrett. "We need to move fast," I said. "Vanessa is going after the trust. She's going to try to prove we were engaged. She's going to try to claim she has a legal right to part of it." "Can she do that?" Garrett asked. "She can try," I said, "and if she's convincing enough, she might succeed." "Not if we finalize the adoption first," Garrett said. "Once it's done, the trust is released, and she has no claim to it." "How fast can we move?" I asked. "I'll file an expedited motion," Garrett said. "We'll push for a final hearing within the next 2 weeks." "Do it," I said. Garrett filed the motion. The court scheduled the final adoption hearing for 12 days later. During those 12 days, I didn't sleep much. I kept waiting for Vanessa to do something, to file another lawsuit, to make another accusation, to find some way to stop me. But she didn't. She went quiet. That worried me more than anything. On the day of the hearing, I showed up at the courthouse with Sophia and Garrett. Sophia was wearing a blue dress. Her hair was pulled back in a ponytail. She looked nervous. "Are we going to see a judge?" she asked. "Yes," I said. "But don't worry, it's going to be okay." She nodded, held my hand. We walked into the courtroom. The judge reviewed the file, asked me questions, asked Sophia questions. She was kind, patient, made Sophia feel comfortable. After 30 minutes, the judge smiled. "I'm approving the adoption," she said. "Congratulations, Mr. Bryan. You're officially Sophia's father." I felt my chest tighten, felt tears stinging my eyes, felt Sophia squeeze my hand. "Thank you," I said. We walked out of the courtroom. Sophia was grinning. I picked her up, hugged her. "We did it, kiddo," I said. "Are you my dad now?" she asked. "Yes," I said. "I'm your dad now." She wrapped her arms around my neck. "I love you, Daddy." I felt the tears fall, didn't care who saw, just held her. Garrett clapped me on the shoulder. "The trust will be released within the next few days. Harold will contact you with the details." I nodded. "Thank you." "You did good, Bryan," Garrett said. "You did real good." That night I got a call from an unknown number. I almost didn't answer, but something made me pick up. It was Vanessa. "Congratulations," she said. Her voice was cold, bitter. "How did you get this number?" I asked. "I have my ways," she said. "I just wanted to tell you something. You think you won, you think you got everything, but you didn't. You're going to regret this." "Goodbye, Vanessa," I said. I hung up, blocked the number. Sophia came out of her bedroom. "Who was that?" "No one important," I said. She climbed onto the couch next to me, leaned against my side. "I'm happy," she said. I put my arm around her. "Me too, kiddo. Me too." 3 days after the adoption was finalized, Harold called me, said the trust had been released, said the money was now in an account under Sophia's name with me as the custodian. $2 million, just sitting there, waiting to be used for her future. I didn't tell anyone, didn't celebrate, just let it sink in. Then 2 weeks later I got a call from Garrett. "You're not going to believe this," he said. "What?" I asked. "Vanessa filed another lawsuit," he said. "This time she's claiming you defrauded her. She's saying you knew about the trust the whole time, that you manipulated her into leaving so you could keep the money for yourself." I felt my jaw tighten. "That's insane." "I know," Garrett said, "but she's actually filed it. And this time she has a lawyer who seems to believe her." "What do we do?" I asked. "We prove she's lying," Garrett said, "and I think I know how." Garrett filed a motion for discovery, requested all of Vanessa's financial records, her phone records, her emails, everything, and that's when we found it. Vanessa had been in contact with Harold months before Ethan died. She had called his office, asked about the trust, asked about the conditions. Harold's assistant had logged the call. She had known about the trust before Ethan's accident. before I ever mentioned adopting Sophia. She had been planning this from the beginning. Garrett presented the evidence to the court, showed the phone records, showed the log, showed that Vanessa had lied about everything. The judge was furious. "Miss Vanessa," the judge said, "you've wasted this court's time with frivolous lawsuits, you've harassed Mr. Bryan and his daughter, and now you've committed perjury. I'm dismissing this case with prejudice, and I'm ordering you to pay Mr. Bryan's legal fees. All of them." Vanessa's face went pale. "Your Honor, I'm not finished," the judge said. "I'm also referring this case to the district attorney's office for potential criminal charges. You're facing perjury, fraud, harassment. If I were you, I would find a very good lawyer." The judge banged the gavel. "We're done here." Vanessa stood there staring. Her lawyer whispered something to her. She shook her head, looked at me. I didn't look away, just stared back. She turned and walked out of the courtroom. I felt Garrett's hand on my shoulder. "It's over." I nodded. "Yeah, it's over." We walked out of the courthouse. Sophia was waiting outside with Greg and his wife. She ran over to me, hugged my leg. "Did we win?" she asked. "Yes, kiddo," I said. "We won." She grinned. "Good." Greg shook my hand. "Proud of you, man." "Thanks," I said. We went out for dinner that night. Nothing fancy, just burgers at a diner Sophia liked. She ordered a milkshake, got whipped cream on her nose, laughed. I sat there watching her, feeling lighter than I had in months. 2 days later, I got a call from Harold. "Vanessa's lawyer contacted me," he said. "She's trying to settle. She's offering to drop all claims if you agree not to pursue legal action against her." "What do you think?" I asked. "I think you should take it," Harold said. "She's broke. She has nothing left. Pursuing her isn't worth your time or energy." I thought about it. "Fine, I'll take it. But I want it in writing. I want her to sign something saying she has no claim to me, to Sophia, or to anything related to the trust." "I'll draft it," Harold said. Vanessa signed the agreement a week later. She didn't fight, didn't argue, just signed and disappeared. I never saw her again. Life settled after that. Sophia started second grade, made friends, joined the soccer team. She was happy, thriving, becoming the kid Ethan always wanted her to be. I kept working at Halberd Design, got promoted to senior engineer, used some of the trust money to buy a house, a real house with a yard and a swing set. Sophia picked out her own room, painted it purple, hung up pictures of her dad. On the anniversary of Ethan's death, we went to his grave. Sophia brought flowers, daisies, his favorite. She set them down and sat in the grass. "Hi, Daddy," she said. "I miss you." I sat down next to her. Didn't say anything, just sat there. After a while, she looked at me. "Do you think he's proud of me?" "I know he is," I said. She smiled, leaned against me. We sat there for a long time, watching the sun set, listening to the wind. Later that week, I got a call from Claire, Sophia's biological mother. She asked if she could see Sophia, just once, just to say she was sorry. I thought about it, talked to Sophia, asked her how she felt. "I don't know," Sophia said. "Is she nice?" "I don't know," I said, "but if you want to meet her, I'll be there with you." Sophia nodded. "Okay." We met Claire at a park. She was nervous, kept fidgeting with her hands. She looked at Sophia with tears in her eyes. "Hi," she said. "I'm Claire. I'm your mom." Sophia looked at her for a long time. Then she said, "You left." Claire nodded. "I did. And I'm so sorry. I was scared. I made a mistake." "Why are you here now?" Sophia asked. "Because I wanted to tell you that I'm sorry," Claire said. "And I wanted you to know that I think about you every day, that I wish I had been braver, that I wish I had stayed." Sophia didn't say anything, just stared. After a while, she said, "Okay." Claire nodded. Okay. She left after that, didn't ask to see Sophia again, didn't push, just left. Sophia looked at me. Can we go home now? Yeah, kiddo, I said. We can go home. On the drive back, Sophia was quiet. Then she said, I'm glad you didn't leave. I reached over and squeezed her hand. I'm never leaving. I know, she said. When we got home, I made her favorite dinner, spaghetti with meatballs. We ate at the kitchen table. She told me about her day, about school, about her friends, about a boy who pulled her hair at recess. What did you do? I asked. I told the teacher, she said, and she made him apologize. I smiled. Good. After dinner, we watched a movie. She fell asleep on the couch halfway through. I carried her to her room, tucked her in, kissed her forehead. Good night, kiddo, I whispered. She mumbled something, rolled over, kept sleeping. I stood there for a minute, watching her, feeling grateful, feeling lucky, feeling like everything had worked out exactly the way it was supposed to. Vanessa faced consequences for her actions in ways I hadn't anticipated. Her reputation in Albuquerque was destroyed. Word got around about the lawsuits, the lies, the desperation. No one wanted to hire her. No one wanted to be associated with her. She left the state 6 months after the final court hearing. I heard she moved somewhere up north. Started over. Alone. Broke. Living with the weight of what she had done. Her legal fees bankrupted her completely. The perjury referral resulted in probation and community service. She had destroyed her own life trying to take a piece of mine. I walked back into the living room, sat down on the couch, looked around at the house, at the pictures on the wall, at the life I had built with Sophia. I thought about Ethan, about what he would say if he could see us now. And I realized he would probably just smile and say, "You did good, brother." I closed my eyes. Sometimes the hardest choices are the ones that save you.